Why are runners flooding to the YouTube platform? This is the great running YouTuber migration phenomenon, Deconstructed.
What's going on, everybody? Spencer here for another episode of the Athlete Special.
Why do you have a new iPhone?
Obviously, my hair looks incredible like usual.
Zach and Bashir seem like they don't get girls.
Bruh. Get the lactate levels really high so that racing is
To begin, we have to break down the history of running YouTube to get you caught up to speed before we kind of deconstruct why everybody is moving to the platform. Going back to 2008, Sage Kande was an early adopter of YouTube and became one of the first running YouTubers here on the platform, if not the first. He was posting running videos, workout videos, tips and tricks, basically everything that we do now, but his production quality was, maybe not the best. This being said, he did start a trend, which was then followed up by the Ginger Runner, who started doing more gear-based videos in 2010. He was reviewing shoes like Newtons and Hoka's and, whatever else came down the chute for him. But the cool part about the Ginger Runner is that he brought a spice of quality and production value that was not seen before here in the running YouTube community.
The Ginger.
These guys and a number of other smaller creators that were maybe more amateur-ish kind of started the movement that later became the running YouTube community. The running YouTube community remained rather dormant for a period of time, but it kind of picked up when Emma Abrahamson appeared on the scene.
What up, fellas? My name's Emma Abrahamson, and this is the start of my vlog.
Emma was documenting her career at Oregon, and this was the first time we got to take a look inside of a D1 team and really get what it was like from a first-hand perspective. Around the same time, Spencer Brown started posting videos at Georgetown under the alias The Athlete Special. While Emma was steadily gaining subscribers, Spencer was slowly trickling up from Georgetown. Having run a 1500 that converted to around sub 4, kind of brought in a large wave of really good runners that were interested in what he was doing. Spencer started to build a cult following of people that really cared about his hardcore running content. The production quality on both Emma and Spencer were good enough. Also around this time, a well-known figure in the YouTube community, Ryan Trahan, emerged.
We got something special for you guys today. We got the boys coming with us.
He was running for Texas A&M, and he was documenting his experience like Emma and Spencer, but with a taste of quality. He also was incorporating other videos that were a little bit more challenge-based and a little bit more viral. He really sunk into the hearts of the running YouTube community because he was really appealing to everyone. He was a good runner, not a great runner. He was developing, he was a freshman, there was a lot going for him, and on top of that, he had his water bottle company, Neptune. Neptune would end up being the downfall of Ryan as he was promoting a product while also being an NCAA athlete.
As you can see by the title, I have to drop out of college.
And the NCAA doesn't like it when their athletes actually do something good for themselves. As the soul-crushing institution that they are, they love to shut down entrepreneurs and people that are doing good things for themselves because they're afraid that they're going to escape. Ryan was forced to drop out of Texas A&M. He wasn't really forced, he was more so just choosing to because he didn't want to stop his water bottle company. And this kind of spelled the end of his running career on YouTube. Once one of Ryan's viral YouTube ideas struck gold with the algorithm, he escaped the running community. I don't know if he wanted to leave it as fast as he did, but he definitely left it pretty quickly. Ryan, Emma, and Spencer would have been the early trifecta of running college YouTubers, but as Ryan left, I emerged. Coming into college at William & Mary, I decided to document my running career. In the summer before heading to William & Mary, I started my YouTube channel, and I quickly started making videos about running, as it was my main focus in life. The videos had a Casey Neistat type charm and brought a quality that wasn't really seen by Emma and Spencer at the time. We were all running YouTubers in the college niche, and we were making videos that were rather similar but also pretty different for different characteristics. It would be a shame for me to not mention Tinman Elite because they're playing a pivotal role in the revolution that was happening in the running YouTube community. I don't have enough time to discuss Tinman Elite fully in this video, but their role was very pivotal in changing the landscape of professional running. They were doing what we were doing at a low level in college at a higher level in the professional world by kind of decentralizing power and taking power away from the sponsors while building a brand that really represented the everyday runner. This is something that has started to be copied since, but this is a topic for another video. After dropping out of college after my freshman year, the trifecta was really on the rise. Emma, Spencer, and I were all gaining subscribers pretty rapidly. At this time, smaller channels like Parker Max and Max Boyer and Tyler Spears and Chase Easterling started to crop up as the next wave of smaller creators. And this serves as the history of the current renaissance. Part 2. We're going to talk about money and how it plays a role in the professional running world. Before YouTube and the advent of social media, runners were prided on their times. Their value was running fast at big races and showing their brand to thousands of eyes that saw them race. But this is where social media comes into play, because this is where the value starts to change. And for this, we're going to look into the case study of the Athlete Special. If you don't already know, Spencer Brown, also known as the Athlete Special, was a sub 4-minute miler in college, and he got a professional contract with Brooks Beast. Spencer was a 3:59.97 miler, which is just squeaking under 4. And in the NCAA, that actually doesn't mean as much as you would think, because that didn't even rank him in the top 25 for the year. What this means for Spencer is that when he was coming out of college, he wasn't the most likely candidate to get a professional contract. But at the time of graduation, Spencer had around 50,000 subscribers on YouTube and 20,000 followers on Instagram. Now it's time to get into the numbers a bit, because Spencer garnered over 5 million views. As a YouTuber, I know that CPMs are often paid out between $10 and $50 for advertisers, and this is basically how much money you're going to get per 1,000 views. So if Spencer got 5 million views and he had a full-time sponsor like Brooks Beast, he could easily be making them between $50,000 and $250,000. To break this down a little bit for you, basically, advertisers aren't looking to lose money when they're going into an advertisement deal. So if they're rating a CPM at, say, $20, which would make Spencer worth about $100,000 on the year, they're looking to get out more than their $100,000 they put in. And with Spencer's cult following, these 5 million views are very loyal fans. The value to an advertiser is incredibly high, because when they see Spencer wearing this gear, they're going to want to buy it. They want to be like Spencer. So if Spencer can make them between $50,000 and $250,000, how does that compare to the average runner? The only way we can know that Spencer is worth more than most people on the team is because of the fact that he got accepted onto the team. If Brooks was trying to make the fastest team possible, Spencer wasn't objectively the best person to pick. There were other faster milers that weren't picked for high-level pro teams, and Spencer was picked before most of them. This is because inevitably he's worth more. They saw the value in him, and it became a proposition that was a lot more about how much he could promote their brand as opposed to how fast he could run. Of course, Spencer's incredibly talented and has a lot of potential, but if they wanted the fastest subjective team possible, theoretically they should have picked somebody else. But clearly, there's a shift in the power dynamic at play. To follow this up, let's make the case for myself. I am clearly not a professional runner. I once ran a good marathon time, 2:25:57, but I'm by no means a professional runner. Although, I did get a contract with a shoe company, Hoka, thank you very much, and so clearly I have advertising value for them. So this is why I'm making the argument for athletes as influencers. People are starting to realize that your value is not just your time. It's who you are and who you make yourself. And as more people realize that Spencer got on Brooks because he's an influencer, and as more people realize that I got a contract with Hoka because I'm an influencer, people are starting to take note and trying to make a difference in their social media presence. This whole game revolves around money. The reason why professional runners can't be paid much is because they don't make much money for their team. But as people like Spencer start making way more money for their team by promoting their brand a lot more, things might be changing. And by this point in the video, it's probably pretty clear to see why athletes are doing this. It's because they can get a contract easier. When they're a personality, when they are an influencer as well as a great athlete, it makes it a clear choice over somebody that's just an athlete. And as time goes on, I assume that more and more runners will take to this and take to the YouTube platform, as Ali Ostrander and Morgan McDonald already have. There's going to be a surplus of running YouTube videos, and workout videos may start to get boring, as, you know, you've seen it many times from different people constantly. And so I think that eventually this is going to make the creators have to get a little bit more creative and figure out ways to really differentiate themselves. Whether that's through higher quality production or whether that's through more personality, people are going to have to differentiate themselves. And I think that's a good thing. That being said, I think that the market is only expanding, and I think that within the next few years, we're going to see a YouTuber that's a runner, maybe a professional runner, with over 1 million subscribers. The question now is only who it will be, and maybe it'll even be you. And so this is my case for the great YouTube migration deconstructed phenomenon thing, and I hope that you enjoyed. This is a brief history of running YouTube. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.